If you're watching this video, then perhaps you are the parent of a child who is going up to a new school this year and they're worrying about the back to school anxiety. I'd like to give you a few tips on how you can help support your child through this transition. But before I do that, you may be wondering who I am and how I'm qualified to give you this advice. Well, my name is Jennifer Roblin and I am an anxiety specialist, and I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of children and adults, helping them get to the root cause of their anxiety and the issues that they've had. So let's get into it. If they are struggling with the idea of going back to school, listen to their concerns and understand what it is that they're worrying about. It could be that they've been bullied previously and they're scared to go back to school because their tormentors are there. It could be that they're worried about the academic side of it because they weren't keeping up, or they were feeling overwhelmed at what they had to do in the previous year. It could just be that they have enjoyed their summer holidays and they don't want to go back to the routine of being in school. So listen to exactly what it is that they're saying and repeat things back to them, like, I can understand that you're feeling a little bit worried about going into school, but I believe that you have got the courage to overcome this. And then that way you're giving them positive reinforcement and you're giving them the confidence in themselves. Another thing to do is check in with yourself. Quite often as parents, when our children are starting school or going up to a new big school, we could feel anxious ourselves, and sometimes we can project our own anxiety onto our children. So just check in with yourself and make sure that that's not something that's happening. You could have memories of your own time at school, and if you didn't like school yourself, it would be understandable that you'd be nervous for your child. Just be aware of how you're behaving in front of them and how you're relating to school, because that is often one of the triggers that make the children anxious, because we project our fears onto them. Is there a way that you can go into the school before the actual school year starts? Could you familiarise your child with where their classroom's going to be, where the toilets are, or the canteen where they're going to go and have their lunch? What can you do to help reassure them and familiarise them with the school? Do you know somebody else that's at that school that your child could meet up with, so that there's a familiar face on their first day? Could they meet the teacher? That's often a possibility, and it's definitely worth speaking to the school and letting them know that your child is anxious, so that someone can meet them on their first day and distract them. Maybe ask a teacher if they can ask your child to help them, because children are often very, very keen to please an adult. So that might be another strategy. So you can then leave whilst your child is busy doing a job. It all helps them feel part of a community and part of the tribe of the classroom, so that they get more and more confident over time. Now, one thing you may notice is that children will tell you that they've got a tummy ache or they get headaches. Now, these are symptoms of anxiety. So if your child is repeatedly telling you they've got a tummy ache, it could just be that it's their anxiety and they don't know how else to describe it. All they know is they've got that feeling. So that's another thing that we can discuss with them and see what it is. How does that feel for them, and what can they do to help calm themselves down? So breathing exercises are a good way of calming down and having a rest and digest response instead of the fight and flight response that we associate with anxiety. So practice doing breathing exercises with your children before they start school, so that they've got that in their toolbox. For very young children, a really good way of doing it is finger breathing, and you can find an example of that on my YouTube channel. When they get out of school, remember to praise them for being so brave. Give them lots and lots of attention and lots of praise for for telling them that they've done a really, really great job and that you're super proud of them, because they'll want to continue to get this praise. So they'll want to continue to go into school and do well, just so that they can get that attention from you also. So I hope you found that helpful. If you have, then please like and subscribe to my channel. And there's a link in the description. If you need any further support, you're welcome to call me for a free, no obligation call, and I can see how else I can help you. So I hope you found that helpful. Thank you very much. Bye.